Making assets for your game is hard. So today I'm going to show you how to make a game-ready gun inside of Blender. Step number one of all projects like this is gathering reference images. So let's just hop into Google. Okay, and you can see here, I'm just looking up gun side view reference image, and then I'm just going to kind of scroll through and see what looks interesting. So this is the exact image I'm going to use. And don't comment about finding it. Look up exactly what I'm looking up. You should be able to find the same image. So I'm just going to save this and let's hop into Blender. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is select everything and then just go delete everything. Now I can go into my front view. I'm just going to press the little key on the top of my keyboard, Shift A, and go image reference. Okay, let me go find the reference image. So here it is, the R stock photo one. And then we can just go zoom in, and this is in front view. So this is actually the wrong view. We want to be working in side view for this. I'm going to go RZ and 90. Okay, and I'm going to push this over. You can see now we are looking at it from side view, and then like this will be our front view. Okay, and you can see in the top left, which we are in. On the image properties, I'm going to drop the opacity to something like 0.2, just so that it isn't as bright. Okay, sounds good. Now I can go Shift A, add in a mesh cube. Now let's get started with the handle of the gun. So I'm just going to go tab to edit mode, and I'm going to go Z wireframe so we can model in this view. Okay, now usually what I do is I'll set up the kind of corners of it. So I'll go to the bottom of the handle, so select them, just go G to place them, and then same thing, go to the top like here and there. Cool. And I can go, what's it? I just go pan over, tab. Ooh. We can go Control R to go add in a edge loop. So you can see there, I can go push this up, select these vertices, and I can just go G to move them over. So basically just start adding any edges where you need. So just Control R, and then you can go and align them to where you need, and then just select the vertices just by dragging with left mouse button. Let me just go add one in the center over here. Now I'm on my MacBook, so Control R and Command R is pretty like compatible, like you just use them, whatever. If you're in Windows, Control R is the hotkey. I'm going to select this top bit, go SZ0, just to make sure it's flat. Because we're scaling on the Z axis to 0, which will flatten it 100%. Cool. Now you can see we have a square piece. Obviously this is way too thick, so I'm going to select everything, go S, X, and 0, scale it down to make it a little bit thinner than it needs to be. And then what we can do is we can go Control R like this, scroll up, or just go add one. And I'm going to go Control B to bevel, and I'm just going to push it all the way across like that. Okay. And then from here, we can basically just go scale X like that, just to give it some thickness. You see like that. Okay. And then if you really want, we can go Control R again, add one in the center, and then just scale up slightly. Okay. And you see that just gives us a nice roundness while not being too, not circular, because the gun handle is not circular. Cool. And if you want, you can also push any of these over. So if you want this to be more kind of centered, you can do that. Yeah. And you should be able to see like this kind of pattern on the gun, and you can kind of follow that a bit closer. Nice. When we select the whole top, and we can select it and go extrude Z. Okay. And then I think this is kind of the bottom part, and then obviously this is separate. So there, I'm going to push it up to there. And I'm just going to select this, go GY, and go line it up with that section. Might just bring up my reference image to like 0.5, just so I can see a little bit extra detail. So yep, let's just go kind of push it to the edges like that, because this one can kind of get like moved around and extruded to follow this little shape over here. And then we can also take this and extrude it up to get this shape. Okay, so we just go extrude, go push it up to like there, and then just shape it into roughly what it's supposed to be. Okay. Then from the front, we can see what we need to do. So you can see basically this is thinner than over here. So either we could go like scale it up to like that, but then you see obviously that would kind of like bring it out to have that weird line. So what you could do, you can even just select the three faces and then just extrude out from there. And you see that gives us this kind of shape. So the sides are flat, but it still kind of merges in. And if we grab this face, we can push it down slightly like that. And then now we have a pretty nice transition, and you can even make it like quite nice, just pushing that forward. So you could do like that, and then go to up here, turn on vertex snapping. It's good to have it on. Go GZ, hold Control, and then you can see it'll snap it to be the same height. Okay. Now, same thing, I'm going to select this top bit, go SY0. Okay. And then we can probably go, I will sort out the vertices later, but we can get rid of these vertices over here if we need. But yeah, so I'm just going to hold Control to select all three of these, go extrude, and just go extrude to here. Then we can extrude again to the point where it kind of like you see kind of transitions up to a higher point. Just push it up like that. And then you can see we can actually probably use these vertices. We'll see how it looks in 3D and then just extrude over to there. Okay. And then I'm not sure if there's any other like changes to it. Like we could even go scale in like that. You see that just it looks like a bit of a awkward transition, but we can run at that for now and work on it later if we're not happy. Cool. Then I'm just going to select this whole top bit, and then I can just go Control to select, yeah, and then just hold Shift and select all these pieces. Okay. And I can go Shift and D to duplicate. I can go P bar selection. Cool. Just wanted to separate that off, and I just remembered we need to finish up this edge piece, so we can do it like this. And if we want to keep this kind of edge inset, we can actually use this edge, bring it up like there. So to do that, I'm going to have to actually use my knife tool to go and actually cut an edge in here. So I'm just going to go knife tool like that. Okay. And then we can go enter. And what we could actually do instead is on the knife tool, go C like that. And C is for cut through. So you can see now it cut it through like that. And then because of that, we have this ready to be done. So what we can do is actually take these two vertices. So it's just select these two and go M at center to merge, and then select these two M at center. That would have actually pulled it slightly in. So I'm going to go select this GX and then hold Control. Okay. Select this one, GX, hold Control. Cool. So now it's exactly the same width because we did that, so it like brought it in. So now we can select these two faces and then just go extrude and then go line up like that. Go line up there and then go line it up like there. So we've got these two. Now we can go add like an edge. Go push it all the way in like this. Cool. And then here, I'm going to try to give it like a similar curve like there. Cool. And then obviously now we can bring it in. So we can just go scale X to like that. Select this whole edge. So just go Alt left click, scale X, bring it in. Okay. I don't know if it's this thin, so we can just go like there, scale X, bring it out. Cool. Looking good. If you want another edge, you can also just select this and then just go Control B to bevel it like that. So now you can obviously just go and add however much you want. But yeah, that's us. Now let's find this other edge that we went and duplicated. So yeah, this is supposed to be one like continuous piece. So I'm actually just going to get rid of this edge over here. To do that, we can just go 2 to go edge select, Alt left click to select it, and then hold Alt Shift left click, X dissolve edges. Okay, and you see there. So now we just have a flat piece like that. We could probably just get rid of these horizontal edges as it doesn't really do much, other than this one because that one changes the size. So just keep those two. Okay, and then we can just take the front bit. I'm just going to select the outer edges like this. And then I'm just going to go extrude, push it up to the height we want. So roughly like there. Okay. And then we can go extrude Z again. And then we can see it's now slightly higher. And just go scale and the X. Okay. So you see now that we can bring it in slightly. So give that little like taper on the top. Then I can just select the two edges like that. Or just select this outer edge. And if you go click F, it will fill the whole edge like this. And then again, F like there. And we have the front bit done. Now, you can see we obviously have more to it. It has more of a mesh. So let's work on getting the rest of it done. So I think we also have a slightly higher bit over here. So let's get that sorted out first so that we can match everything up. So Control R to add an edge loop. Go line it up with the piece that we want. And then I think it's basically where the chamber is. So we can just grab these faces. So go face, you can just hold, you can press 3 or just click over here. And then we can go take this, extrude, and just go up to like there. Cool. Then I'm just going to delete these faces over here, just so we have a like normal continuous hole. And then we can just go get this ready to join up. So off the rip, I think we can just join these two. So we can just go edge select and then just F. And then from here, we can select these two edges and go extrude up. So Z to go up. And we can make it flat so it lines up properly. So S, Z, 0 to flatten it. And then again, with our vertex snapping, we can go G, Z and hold control and snap it there. Okay. And then that should be good. Now we can select these outer edges, just click F and it'll fill it for us. And then last one we have to do is the top bit. So we can just take this one or just grab everything. So extrude Z, hold control to our vertex snapping to this vertex over here. And then we can just go take these vertices, go GX to move it inwards, and then just hold control to snap. So now they should be the same. I think we might have to move them manually, but that's fine. GX, hold control, like that. Select the edge, F, and then we can just fill it in like this. Okay, let's go top view. So you can see here, the whole back kind of tapers in. I'm not sure this whole thing's even supposed to taper, so we might even just going to make these flat just by taking these edges like this. Just going GX and holding control. And then same thing here. We can take these GX, X, hold control. Control, there we go. And then from here, we can just do the same thing. Okay. Control X, there. Okay. Now what we can do is, obviously this is asymmetrical. So let's go through and actually make it symmetrical. The easiest way to actually do this is just because you can see our origin is still at the center of our scene, which means that if this is supposed to be the right side, we can actually go and mirror it by the world origin or just the actual origin of the object. If you don't understand the origin, it's just essentially the like marker for where the point of it should be. So you can see here, I can actually select everything in edit mode, go mesh and symmetrize. And you can see now the left side is appearing on the right, which is obviously the wrong way around when I have the right appear on the left. So in the bottom left, you'll find the options. The options for everything is always in the bottom left. Whenever you do like a tool like this or some sort of operation, we can click plus X to minus X. So this is plus, that's the minus side of the X. So yeah, plus X, this is minus X. So obviously we copying it over this way. Minus X to plus X will be going over that way. Now you see it added an edge in the center. If we don't want this, we can just select it. Just using Alt left click, X, dissolve edges. Or we can even just go delete half of it and use a mirror modifier now. So to use a mirror modifier, just go vertex select the left side of the mesh and go X vertices. Okay, so you see now you only have half of it, go modifiers and add a mirror. Okay, and you see there. Now you can see I can move it away from center, so I can click clipping and you see now it sticks to the center. Cool. Let's get this last end bit set up. So I can just go extrude out with the face. So 3 for face select. And then over here, same thing as we did before. Take these two, select the two faces, go extrude Z, Z, hold control and snap it to back here. I think that's snapped to the right heart. Yep. Cool. Now, after that, we have to get in a barrel and also the bottom barrel type thing. So what we have to do to get this bottom piece in is we want to obviously like inset it slightly. So we want to basically just have it do like this. But then if we inset, you can see it does that way, which leaves a gap at the top. So what we can actually do, select this top bit, hard it with H in the object mode, select this mesh, and we can just select this top bit as well. And if we go inset now, you see it doesn't actually mess it up because obviously the other piece or the inset, that extra edge is being over here instead of at the top here. And then from there, we get our 3 faces that we need and we can extrude out like that. And then if you want, we can also go like merge these into points or whatever later. Cool. There you go. Pretty quick and easy way of doing that. And we can go Alt H to bring back our top piece. And then let's select the front of it and go G, Y, hold control to snap it to the same piece like that. Cool. Now, to get the barrel in the right place, the easiest way to do that is to actually use our 3D cursor. So let me show you. If you see, whenever you add an object, it adds to a 3D cursor, which is the little thing sitting in the center over there. So what I'm going to go Shift S, go cursor to selected. Okay. Now from there, we can go to object mode with tab, go Shift A and add in a circle. Cool. obviously you can see 32 is way too many vertices. We don't need that many. So I'm going to drop this to something like 8. So you can use 10, 12, all of that works. Yeah, so 8 should be fine. I'm going to go RX90. That will rotate it so now it's facing forward. And then I'm just going to scale it down to basically the right size. And then you'll see that it might be too high. So I can go push it down slightly if I need. So yeah, the orange dot is where the center of the circle is going to be because that's where the origin point is. Yeah, so you can get it to the right size, go tab to go edit mode, and then make sure you're in vertex selection because if you're in face selection or edge selection, this will not work. Yeah, so you see if I'm in edge select and I extrude, actually that'll work, but face select will not work. So vertex selection, press A to select everything, go E and Y to extrude it out. And then, yeah, so we can just go GY, line it up where we want. Then from here, we can just go extrude, escape to leave it there and scale it down. And then we can just go extrude Y and hold control and then snap it back in. And there you go. So now we have the barrel like that. If you want to have a little bit of a detail, we can actually select this and then just push it all the way back. Because obviously that's what a barrel of a normal thing does, or slightly different, but you can see that could be a nice little detail. So we can actually drop this face down, maybe even grab this edge up. So let's go GZ, maybe even hold control, snap it to like that. I actually don't like that, but you can see there, we could get to whatever height you want and then maybe even drop it down. It'll just be like a nice, cool little detail. You also see back here, like this isn't lining up properly. So I can just take this, maybe push this edge slightly forward like this, and then take the back edge and then get it to line up with the shape. Cool. And then I think we're supposed to have like a separate edge or face like that. So to do that, we can just go, either just select this face. So yep, Shift D to duplicate like that. Press escape. Now it's on like the same position. It's still duplicated. It's just another mesh now. And we can go P and bar selection to make its own object. Cool. So I'm going to go Ultra mode, select the mesh. So there. And then I can just go scale X to make it a bit thinner. And then I can just go take this edge. So I'm going to go front side view and then just extrude down to like there. And then take the top edge. And then we can go again, side view, extrude up to the height we need. Cool. And then we can just extrude out. So like that. Cool. Now we have two options at this bottom edge. We could either just merge it back into the bottom of it. And then so it will kind of just be like this. You'll see that and kind of like smooth out. So something like that. Or we could basically just go push it further up to like wherever we want. And then here, get it basically to the bottom of the like part that's going to be bumped up. Same thing here. So get like basically the middle. And then we can go face select, select these two. Go side view, extrude out. And then just line it up to the middle, top, like left side of the top, like that. Then we can go Control R, add an edge loop in the center, and then just use that to go adjust. Nice. Select this, and we can go A to select everything, S, X to make it a bit thinner. Cool. Obviously, that's supposed to be like, that's what you kind of push back, but it's fine. That's a little bit of a detail. You can obviously just extrude this out if you need more shape to it. So I think we've actually messed this up slightly in terms of how it's supposed to function. I think let's actually just take this and delete it like that. And then just go F to fill. And then this back edge, I'm going to show how to fix this. Select the top, go GZ, hold control. And then here we can just go delete these two faces, X faces, and then just go extrude Y like that. We can hold control to snap it there. Vertex, we can go G, hold control, snap it there. And then we can just go fill like that. Okay. And there we go. We can go fix this edge slightly. Just push this back like that. And then maybe there. And then if we want to actually make a proper distinction between the two, we can take these two, just go take this and push it up slightly like that. And then if we really want, we can go like inset. And then you can see when we inset, I'm just going to forward slash, you can see this. If I inset, it goes and insert from the center as well. If you click B for boundary, you see it doesn't do that. And then we can just go extrude down slightly like that. And then if I bring it back, Alt H, forward slash. You can see, there we go. Now we have that little indent. And then just because I have this, I'm just going to push it in slightly as well. You see there. So now it just kind of has a little bit of a gap. And if I go turn on some like viewport stuff like shadow and cavity, whatever, you'll see it looks quite nice. Now we can also just add these little bumps. I mean, you can actually just Shift A, add a cube, and then just scale it down like this. And then just go scale Y, like this. And then scale Y a bit, and then bring it down, Control R, push it up. Okay, and you got a little shape. And then I think we can just duplicate it and push it at the front. So there. Slightly different shape. So push it there, and then you can basically just go drop that down to like there. And then like that. And all good. Cool. Now let's actually get this like handle or not handle, the little trigger done. So Control R at the center of where we want. I'm going to go Control B just to give myself two edges like this. Or we can actually use the whole edge because you see it like tapers down quite far. So extrude out, and then we can just go push this in like this. Okay, and if you want, you can add another one just to add like a better control to the shape. You see like that. Cool. And then if we go line this up as like a straight line, then we can actually go Alt left click to select the whole faces and bring it in to whatever width we want. Nice. Now I can select this, extrude, select halfway, scale, Shift X, I think. So the reason I do Shift X is because if we do that, you'll see it doesn't go in and out because the X axis is like this. So Shift X will make it so it can only scale up and down and side to side. So we can change the thickness of it without changing how wide it is. Okay, extrude out to basically here. I'm going to kind of go to like the beginning of this, like where it goes wider. So, and I'm going to take it to the other side, and then we can go Control R and then use this to make it wider, like this. Maybe give it a little bit of curve there. Extrude it out to here, and then we can probably just use it merging into this one. So I'm just going to go Control R just so we have two faces to join up with. If you want, we can select these two and then just right click, bridge faces. There we go. And then Control R, scale, Shift X, like there. Or just move the vertices manually like that. And then we can also just take it to whatever size we want. Okay, there you go. That looks quite nice. Honestly, this edge is pretty pointless, actually. I just realized now. So let's actually just go Alt left click, X, dissolve edges, and works completely fine. Cool. So now that looks good. And then we just need to get the trigger in. So Shift A, cube. And if you want to just bring our cursor back to the world origin. So Shift S, cursor to world origin. Shift A, mesh, cube. Scale it down like this. And then we can go move it over. Nice. Extrude out. And then you can see here, it kind of like dips in. So I'm just going to push it in like that. And then just extrude out like this. Okay, cool. So to there, maybe one more. And yeah, looks cool. Obviously, you can change thickness. You can make it vary in thickness. So even if you want, like you can select this bottom face, turn on proportional editing up at the top and go scale X. And then if you scale up and down, you can see you can kind of change how it tapers like that. Cool. Now let's add in the magazine. So there. And then I can just go Shift D or just go, let's just go Inset to like here. And then I'm going to take this face, go P by selection. Okay. And then we can actually just go extrude out like this. Okay. And then let's actually just take it, this edge, and just extrude up like this. Let's turn off upper proportional editing. So there. So you can just get whatever shape we need for mag. So there. Okay. Whatever, it didn't matter that much. And then if you want, we can take this like vertices. So let's just Shift D to duplicate this. Press Escape to leave in position, and just H to hide. So now we have that like duplicated backup, whatever. This one, we're going to take and delete the whole bottom that we just added, like this. X faces. And then you see now we have the inside that matches perfectly to the other object. So we can select these two, Control J, and then select everything and go M by distance. This top edge needs to be filled, so we just go select these like that, fill. Cool. And then one thing we have to check is actually our normals are probably messed up. So over here on the viewport overlays, we can go face orientation. And you can see here, let's actually just go Alt H, bring everything, but you can see like those faces are backwards. All of these faces are backwards. And if you were to import this into Unity right now, you would literally be half see-through. It would look like this. Backface culling. Your mesh would look something like this, which obviously is not very nice. So to fix this, select everything, go into edit mode, press A, select everything again, and go Shift and N. This will recalculate it, which should in theory fix it. And you can obviously go check it, like if you turn on backface culling, it will remove the faces that you don't like, the back faces. Face orientation will make anything that is the wrong way red, or just something that's going to be disappearing and will be not the right way. And if you want to like be able to actually flip it, if it's not working correctly, you can select faces and go Alt and N. That's all. Alt N for normals. It should be like mesh normals you see there. So you can see all the settings, so flip, recalculate, all of that stuff. Yeah. And there we go. We have got a pretty decent weapon model done. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And if you want, go check out my courses linked down below. If you're watching this, you'll probably be interested in learning how to make some beautiful low poly characters. You'll learn a lot more about all the modding tools I went through and the whole process of making game ready characters inside of Blender. So if that's interesting, go check the first link to the description to check out my Gumroad. If not, you can watch a video right here on how to make a base mesh inside of Blender.